there, Stampers. This is Sherry Roth with StampTreasures.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Alberta, Canada, and I'm happy to be here to share with you today how to make this cute little gift bag. I'm going to show you how to make this size, and then I will show you another size that I made as well. I was inspired by another demonstrator who had a video that I saw online, Amanda Fowler. She made them in several different sizes. And I have been playing lots with this Sweet Soiree DSP, so I wanted to share with you guys how to make them. They are super simple, and it's a great way to use up some DSP and make something pretty. Okay, so let's see here. So you can see that it's a smaller gift bag. It would be perfect to tuck in a gift card. And you can see that I've added some of our silver shreddy that's also part of the Sweet Soiree suite in there to make it really cute. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first of all, let me share with you the patterns that are in this Sweet Soiree DSP pack. So this is a specialty paper pack. You get 6 different patterns that all have this silver foil in them. And then that is the back side. So we've got some pretty neutral patterns and then a few florally patterns as well. All right. Okay, so what you're going to need to get started is 2 pieces of 6x6 cardstock or DSP patterned paper to make this gift bag. And we're going to pull in the Simply Score board. I'm pretty sure you guys can see that there. And okay, now first thing that you need to decide is which side you want on the outside. Okay, so I want my stripes to be on the outside, and I want my stripes to be going up and down. Okay, so you want to figure out if you're using a directional paper, which I will show you on the larger bag that I made. You want to make sure that you know which is the top and which is the bottom. So the other thing that's important to take a peek at is if you're going to fold this over and have this detail on the top, you want to have a look at the pattern on the back and see if that is directional. So one may be, one may be not. So mine is just polka dots, so it's not going to make a difference. So as long as I know that my stripes are going up and down, then I'm good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up right in the corner. And I'm going to score at 1.5 inches on the 2 sides and the bottom. Okay, so 1.5 inches, I'm going to rotate it, 1/4 of a turn, 1.5 inches again, another 1/4 of a turn, 1.5 inches, and then this is my top, so I'm going to rotate that around, and I'm going to score that at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and you want to do that exact same thing on both of your 6x6 pieces. Now I've already gone ahead and done the other one. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to cut out, it's probably easier to see on this side. Actually, let's fold first because it's easier to see. So we're going to fold along all the score lines. This narrow one, so the top bit, I'm going to fold so that I can see that pattern. I'm going to use my bone folder to make it nice and crisp. And then the other patterns I'm going to fold in, or the other side, sorry, I'm going to fold in. I love the gold foil, or the silver foil accents on this DSP. It's so pretty. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. Okay, and then what we're going to do is these squares here, we are going to cut those out. So we don't need those. So I'm just going to snip up the score line to the score line and completely cut out those squares. You can either toss those squares or save them for another project. score line and the score square line. Okay, and then what I like to do, just to reduce some of the bulk, because when you score, the scoring tool is just a little bit wider than your cut mark on your scissors. So what I like to do is I like to cut this just a little bit at an angle, and that just reduces some of the bulk that you get. Where did that go? There it is. That you can get at the bottom if it's not cut precisely. And you don't see this anyway, so it's not going to make a difference. Okay, so that's one piece, and you only want to cut off those corners on the one piece. On the other piece, you can see that instead of cutting these squares out, we are just slicing from either side into the score line. Okay, so you get, so it looks like this. All right, so we've got our two top parts of the box. We're going to position it like this. We're going to fold this flap in, and we're going to add some adhesive. Now I'm going to use Tombow because I find it's a little bit more forgiving, so you have a little bit of time to kind of nudge it around if you need to. You can use tear and tape or fast fuse as well. They'll work just as well. I just find that there's, once it's stuck down for those, it's stuck down, and you don't have that opportunity to move it around at all. Okay, so I'm lining up the edges of the cardstock, or the DSP, I guess, and I'm just going to fold that flap down. And because this is a heavier DSP, I'm just going to just rub it a little bit and just make sure it's set before I move on to the next step. Okay, so that is the base. That's attaching both sides of the box. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in like this, and this like this, and we're going to add adhesive. Add some Tombow to these two pieces. And then we are going to fold this up and just make sure, I'm making sure that the bottom is, this outside bit is flush with the bottom, so flush with the table, just because you want that box to be nice and square, or that bag, I guess, to be nice and square. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, oh, I just realized I forgot, oh, that's okay. All right, now I'm going to add adhesive on here. And I'm going to fold this in, and here you want to make sure that the top lines up. So you're not too concerned with the bottom. You want to make sure that you've got a nice flush top. And again, I'll just kind of hold that so that it sets. And do the other side, making sure it's nice and flush. Okay, so one of the steps that I did forget, which isn't that big of a deal, is on my other bags, like if I pull this in, you can see that this is nice and tight, and that's because I adhered that. So before I assembled the box, I put some Tombow underneath here, and I stuck this flap down. Now I forgot to do that, which isn't that big of a deal, but what I am going to do, just so that you don't have that flapping bit there, I'm just going to add a little bit of Tombow under here and just stick these bits down. It's not that big of a deal on these sides, but I don't really like that flap like that, so we'll just stick that part down. There's always a creative solution if you forget to do something, right? Okay, so there's my gift bag. Now we want to add some handles. So I've got some of this old olive edged ribbon, and you want about 12 inches. I forgot to bring my ribbon scissors, but I'll just use these ones. And you want 2 pieces. And then I'm going to use my 1/8 inch circle punch and punch a couple holes on either side. Now you can measure this if you want it to be precise. On the smaller bag, I found it was easy enough to just kind of eyeball it. On the bigger bag, I did measure. Okay, and then I am going to slide this in and just pull it quite long so that I can tie a knot. So I've just crossed them over and I'm going to tuck the end under, just like that. And then do this side, do the same thing. And so you want to cut it a little long. I mean, 12 inches is more than enough, but it makes it easier to be able to pull, and you can always trim those ends afterwards if you'd like. And then I'll do the same on this side. So even though this is a really florally paper pack, this gift bag actually turned out that you could use it for pretty much anybody. This would be a great gift bag for a little one in your life, or even a man in your life, because we've got nothing girly about this at all. So there we go. Cute, hey? And it's so simple to put together. So this is a great way to use up some of that patterned paper that you have lying around. And Stampin' Up's patterned paper is great for this because it's double-sided. So you can add some tissue paper in here, or you can add some of the shreddy that comes in this suite as well, and use it for a gift card or a little treat. Movie tickets, you could use it for pretty much anything that would fit inside there. So super cute. So let me pull in the larger size and show you. So this one here is done from 2 sheets of 12 by 12 DSP. So again, it's the Sweet Soiree DSP. And so this is what I'm talking about, it being directional. So you don't want your cakes to be upside down. So it's important that you make sure to figure out which is your top and which is your bottom, and make sure that you've determined that on both pieces, because when you're using 2 pieces, if you score one the right way and score the other one the other way, then you're going to end up with half of your bag with cakes upside down. And then the other thing is, well, for this one, because it's directional on the one side, my stripes, I had no option but to have them going horizontally rather than vertically. Okay, and then I added some white tissue paper inside, and I used some of our powder pink ribbon for the handles. Now to create this one, you do exactly the same thing, except your measurements, like I said, you're starting with 2 sheets of 12 by 12, and you're measuring at 3 inches on the left, the bottom, and the right, and then along the top you're measuring 1.5 inches. Okay, and this paper, actually, because it is a little thicker, it actually makes for quite a sturdy gift bag. These are really, really good. If your paper is a little bit thinner, you might want to put a base in the bottom, like a cardstock base, just to make it a little bit more sturdy. But I found with this DSP, you don't need that. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to mention is at the beginning of February, I am celebrating my birthday, so I am offering a little incentive for online purchases to celebrate. So I love this Sweet Soiree suite. It's super cute, it's really florally, and it is so not me. Anybody who knows me, you know that I am not normally a florally person, but I don't know if I'm just growing creatively or what's going on, but I've had a ton of fun playing with this. Some of them are a little bit much. Like this one, I had a more difficult time to use just because this blue is not one of my favorite colors, but I loved this side. So, I mean, I did my whole wedding album with this kind of paper pack, and a few other things as well, and it turned out great, and I'm loving it. So, and I just keep playing with it. I keep coming up with ideas and creating cards and gift bags, and I've been having lots of fun with it. So I want to share that with you. So what I'm offering for any $60 order placed in my online store from February 1st to February 15th, I will send you a little sampler package. So what you'll get is a gable box, and that's one of our silver mini gable boxes. You'll get a 4x6 sampler of the DSP. you'll get a package of 2 of the colors of Shreddy, so a little sampler pack of the Shreddy, which you can add to your gift bags or even tuck into your Gable box. You'll also get a little sampler of the Berry Burst silver rimmed ribbon and the white and silver Baker's Twine. So you get 24 inches of both of those. So this little sampler package will be sent out to you with anyone who orders online from my website using hostess code R3K2W272. So that's February 1st to February 15th, 2018. And I am a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so Canadians only can participate. Sorry about that. But anyone across Canada can use that hostess code on my online store, and I will put a link in the description of the video. All right, so thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun making gift bags. Take care. Oh, please don't tell me